I'm your sister from another mother, Marie Mabot. I still come up again with the part 2 of the program that I was going on with about love, companionship, and respect in marriage, in couples. I own no right to this song, but I love the song. That's why I'm playing it when I'm making my programs like this. So today we have to talk about help. We all see in the book of Genesis, I think chapter 2 verses 18, right? Genesis 2:18. Let me go there for us not to doubt. So we see in the book of Genesis 2:18 that the Lord God said, "It is not good for a man to be alone. I will make him a helper suitable for him." And before you know, He created a woman. Your wife can help you in multiple ways. In multitude ways that she can help you. She is the one that stay awake when you are even sleeping. She is the one that stay awake when you are sick. She is the one that stay awake when you don't have money. She is the one that stay awake when you are looking for a job. She is the one that stay awake. She don't sleep. She will pray for you endlessly. She will go round everywhere, round, crying, begging people, asking to know if they can get a job for her husband. A wife is the one that will pray to cancel every evil plans of the enemy against you. Your wife is the one that will watch your back in every situation. Your wife is the intimate part of you. The wife is somebody that you cannot take for granted because she gives herself, her blood, her life for you. Your wife can give the exchange for you to live. She can give the exchange of her own life. So when you want to hurt somebody, not your wife, think something else in that place. So one important way a Christian wife can support her husband is in the area of counsel. Counseling your husband at any situation. Find help from the Bible. Because your husband is like a baby. He needs counseling at every time in his life. Because you can be strong psychologically, but your husband cannot be that so strong. Your husband can be strong in another way. In working areas, all those areas, he can be strong. But when it comes in many physical things, your husband is not strong. You are stronger than your husband. So your husband needs you to be counseling him all the time. I will show you Bible verses that as Sarah helped the husband, and Abigail also was there. And we see also Pontius Pilate, the wife, in Matthew 27:19. We can see how wives, they advise their husband. They counsel their husband in certain things that they see that the husband wants to go wrong. And before you know, they call their attention. They say, no, this is not how it's supposed to be. This is not what you're supposed to say, and this is not how it's supposed to go. The book of Genesis, chapter 21, verses 12. You know, the book and Sarah. All of us know about Sarah in the Bible. And if you see, you hear of Abigail that counseled the husband in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 25, verses 3. Pontius Pilate, we know her. We know him. The one that was supposed to crucify Christ. But what did the wife say to him? To wash off his hands. In Matthew chapter 27, verses 19. You see how wives, they can be good to counsel their husband. Because there are some certain decisions that their husband cannot take on their own. There are some certain decisions that husband get pressures from people outside, and he just want to take a horrible decision like this without without any regret. But at the end, if he takes this decision, you will see that this thing will follow him. Because men, there are sometimes that they will say something. At the end, when they go home, they start regretting, asking questions. Why did I do this? Was I wrong or right? But when you have a good wife closer to you, that wife will always lead you in the right direction. That wife will hold your hand not to let you down. They say behind every successful man, there is a woman. Behind every successful man, there is a woman. There is a woman. So you can see how important is a woman in the life of every man. The woman is very important. Because the woman can direct you, and at the same time also we can see in the Bible, in the book of Genesis chapter 3, in the book of Genesis chapter 3 verses 6, what Eve did to the husband also. And we can see also this same side in the book of Genesis 16 verses 2, and we can read in the book of 1 King chapter 19 verses 1 to 2 what Jezebel did. So there are also women that can bring their man down, destroy them to nothing, and bring them also in another level. You see how funny it is? So husband, you are ought to love your wife endlessly, deep in your heart, because she's the one that prepare your food. She's the one that give you water to drink. It take her nothing to turn your life path. It take her nothing to bring you up. So that is why we are saying that you have to love your wife. Love your wife endlessly as Christ loved the church. Love your wife. Don't argue with anybody. You see, women are the one that stand to make their husband who they are. And woman is the one to stand and destroy this same man and bring this man to dust, to nothing. So love your husband. A Christian woman, even in that situation, will still love the husband. No matter how the husband is, we still love the husband. A Christian woman will never be in any of these positions to bring the husband down. The husband will always be growing from grace to grace, from stage to stage. A Christian woman will never like to destroy the future of the husband. A Christian woman will never like to frustrate the future of the husband or the destiny of the husband. A Christian woman will always want to bring the husband to a certain standard that when you turn and look at this man, you say, yes, this man have a wonderful wife. So I will urge you today, be that woman to your husband. Be that woman that wherever your wife, your husband is, will always talk about you. Be a noble woman. The woman in the book of Hebrew. That the husband talk about her everywhere. Even at the school where everybody knows the wife. Without seeing her. Because she was so wonderful. Don't look about what those men they are doing. Just look at the love that you married that man that same day. You come in the life of that man. You have changed many things. And you are still changing many things in the life of that man. Because there are some women that they will meet a man. You have nothing, not at all, nothing. But only with your words and your counseling, the way you have been counseling this man, advising this man from stage to stage. And if it's a humble husband, also will be listening to you from stage to stage, stage to stage. Before you know, this man get to a standard that they will be saying that, this man, I never believed that he will reach this stage. I never believed that he will be like this. Maybe he put his hand somewhere to be rich like this. Maybe he goes somewhere. No. Why? Because behind him, there is a giant woman. Behind him, there is a Goliath. Behind him, there is that strong man, that strong woman that you can never pull anyhow. That can never be toasted by the wind. You are iron lady behind your husband. So be that woman that can never be carried away with the talk of people. that cannot be carried away with any Jack and Jill that they just call you and say your husband. No. Be that Christian woman that you call yourself. I've given you quotations in the Bible, Genesis chapter 21, verses 12. You will see how Sarah helped the husband Abraham. And then you will go to Abigail. Abigail, we all know in 1 Samuel chapter 25, verses 3. And you go also in Pontius Pilate's wife, in Matthew chapter 27, verses 19. You will see. Pontius Pilate. You know, he was a judge, But you see how the wife advised him. He could take any decision that he wants in this world. But the wife tame him and bring him down. A good wife will do that. Not to set